ecom brand owners, dropshippers, and whoever else may be watching this. You may be asking, who's this handsome man on my screen? Well, my name's Dante Geppetto, and this is the only two ways to scale your Facebook ad account. My brand this year will do over 3 million. If you don't know me, but right now I run brands. This is what I do. I'm doing over 3 million per year currently. That'll bring the total brand kind of revenue by the end of this year anywhere from 6 to like 10 million. And I help Shopify business owners doing over 15,000 a month scale to millions per year. And in this one, I want to show you the only two ways you can scale your Facebook ad account, because when you simplify things, it helps. And so there's only two ways. One, improve efficiency, and two, increase volume. So let's start with number one. So you always focus on number one first, and I'll explain why. Improving your efficiency means lowering your cost per purchase, your cost per acquisition. It means you become more efficient with the same ad spend. So if you spend 10,000 a day and you have a cost per purchase of 100, and you have the same 10,000 per day in ad spend and you have a cost per purchase of 75, you're more efficient and you increase the margin there, right? So this is the primary focus, because scaling comes as a byproduct of improving your efficiency. So if we're spending 1,000 per day and we have a CPA of 100, we get 10 purchases per day. But if we lower our CPA to 75, then we have 13.333 purchases per day for the same $1,000. In other words, we scaled without increasing our budget, because a lot of people, they like to try forcing scale. They just increase budget, CPA goes up, and they're like, oh, why am I not scaling? Well, it's because you went straight to number two, but you got to do number one first. In fact, you should almost always focus on this one too, because once again, as you focus on this and you improve this, scaling kind of just happens. Like, it just happens for you. Like, it's easy to scale when you have this, because you have room to your target, right? So you always want to focus on improving the efficiency first. You become more efficient, you increase your scale, you increase the number of purchases you get each day without actually having to spend more money. And this is great, because you don't have to go spend more money on marketing. Who wants to spend more money on marketing and increase their expenses? You don't. You want to make more profit and scale your business while you do that. Now, this also increases our margin per purchase, which allows us to reinvest this back into increasing the budget, which is, number two. But this is why you always focus on number one first, improving your efficiency. Meanwhile, people are trying to force scale their ads, keep increasing budget before they actually improve their efficiency, and then wonder why they can't scale further. It's kind of what I just said there. Now, when I say you increase your margin per purchase, once again, if you're spending 1,000 per day, and you have a CPA of 100, now you lower it to 75, well, you make an extra $25 per purchase into your bank account, profit, and then you can take a part of that 25 or the full 25, and you use that money to now reinvest into scaling your budget. Like this, that's how it works. So you improve your efficiency, you increase your margin, and now you have increased margin. You have room to scale up to that target again, and you kind of repeat that over and over, right? So you have to improve efficiency. And well, how do you improve efficiency? Well, this comes down to improving what's currently working in your ad account, because it's much easier to improve something that is currently working than trying to find something completely new that works. And this is what improving your efficiency is you have angles or ads that is working. We want to dive into it and improve it to improve the efficiency of it. And we do this versus testing a bunch of new random concepts that we've never tested before, because we know what's currently working. And it's going to be easier to improve the efficiency of things we know that currently works. And this is always step one. Now we'll get into step two after that. But so we want to test more what is currently working, and how do we do that? Well, here we have an example. So let's pretend our target CPA is $100 and we're spending $1,000 per day, and we're looking at last 7 days data. And these are the 4 ads we have in our ad account. So we have ad 1, 5,000 in spend, $98 CPA. Ad 2, 1,000 spent, 80 CPA. Ad 3, spend 700, CPA 225. Ad 4, spend 300, CPA 40. Now, in this case, people will look at ad 4 and say, wow, the CPA is so low. My target's 100. I'm at 40. Wow, this is what we want to dive into further. No, you want to dive into these. Why? Because they're getting more spend. They're actually effective at scale. These ads are more effective at scale because Facebook's spending to them versus this ad. And you have to trust the machine, because this is how it works. That's a whole other video. But point is, spend equals impact. And if an ad, you have to understand, if an ad never worked at scale, it never worked to begin with. Never worked to begin with. This is why people who test ads in kind of like ABO budget, small budget, and they put that into a scaling campaign after, they wonder why they launch on ABO. It first works for the first couple days, then they try putting it into the scaling campaign, or then they try scaling it and it drops off a fucking cliff. because one, it never worked at scale. And two, you're launching it and Facebook's going to show it to who's most likely, the small little pocket audience. They perform. You're like, oh, great, this is a great ad. You try scaling it, it goes to shit. So we want to look at the ads that have an impact on the account, the biggest impact. And we do that by looking at how much the ad spent. So we want to look at the ads that are spending the most. And in this case, we're looking at these two here. Now, you can see ad 1 spent the most by far, and it's at the target. Like, it's at 98. And ad 2, we're doing better than the target at 80, but still spent a decent amount. So these would be the two ads we want to take a look into and spend our time getting better at. Ad 3 is over the target and not spending. Scratch that one. Ad 4 looks great. Maybe it's worth an iteration, diving into further to see if we can get it to spend further. But realistically, 80% of our testing next should be on improving ad 1 and ad 2, right? Hopefully this is making sense because, once again, these are making the most impact, and on top of that, they're hitting the target. And even if this CPA here, the 98, was like 115 and it was over the target, the fact that's getting that much spend means you should focus on improving it because it makes an impact. And if you could find a second version that comes in at 100 or comes in at 90 or comes in at 95, and now Facebook could spend or split up the spend between a few of those options, that will lower your overall CPA and you improve your efficiency. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense there. So to do this, we can test more hooks. We can make new versions of the script. We could change the B-roll, the actual clips in the ads. We could use different creators. We could try AI voiceovers. We could try new ad formats. The list goes on and on and on. And then you could combine like a new hook with the AI voiceover. You can combine a new hook with a different creator. You can use a different creator and change the B-roll. You could try a new ad format with a different creator. You could try a new ad format with a new version of the script. You could try AI voice with the B-roll. Point is, these are just 6 examples of different ways you could improve your efficiency of testing new ads, right? So you could take the ad here, ad 1, for example, that we want to improve the efficiency of, and we could test more hooks. We could create new versions of the script following the same angle. We could change the B-roll in the ad. We could give it to different creators and get different content with different types of people in the ad, different avatars. We can try an AI voiceover versus a human voiceover, or we could try a human voiceover versus AI voiceover. We could take the winning concept here that's in a video, we could put it into a photo or a GIF, or we could make a minute-long ad versus a 30-second one versus a 15-second one. Then you could do a 15-second ad with a new script. Then you do a 15-second with new B-roll. Once again, point is the variations are endless, and you have a shit ton to test. And 99% of the time, you just aren't testing enough. Okay? So these are just examples you can take to start testing more and improving the ad. Okay? There you go. Now, the point is there is a lot you can do and endless variations to test. And you want to milk this shit out of what was working. Okay? Out test everybody, test more, test everything. I guarantee you if you're watching this and you're not scaling right now, you're just not testing enough. Well, 2 things. You're not testing enough and your ads probably just aren't good. That's just how it is. It's how it was for me. It's how it was for all the other brand owners I talked to who are now doing scale, is we just weren't good at making ads. Our ads were dog shit. And we weren't testing them enough. And if we were kind of just doing the same things over and over and over again. So I'll explain to you. So once again, at the start, we want to focus on improving efficiency. And we do this by focusing on what's currently working and improving it. Creating new versions, making it feel new and exciting again, improving the hook, improving the body, testing different versions of it, etc. This will find us new versions of the ad, and that will lower our CPA, which in other words, improve our efficiency. Okay. Then after you've improved your efficiency, you can increase your budget until you're back at your target again. Once again, we have the increased margin. Then once you keep testing the same concepts and you can't find anything else that works, this means you now need to test new concepts and angles to reach a new pocket audience. Because once again, your creative does the targeting. And so if this here is the entire broad country, whatever, like this is your targeting, your audience pool, this may be one angle concept that it reaches, right? And you can get to scale. Like we got to over 1 million per year, pretty much just repurposing and improving the same fucking concept and the same angle over and over and over and over and over again. Like that got us to 100, 150K, even like 200K a month, to be honest. Just doing kind of the same 1 or 2 angles and just getting very good at them, making new versions, finding multiple winning ads and assets under that same angle. So like just focusing on this. That's it. Hello? Okay, come on. Anyways, as I'm saying, as I refresh this here, focusing on just number 1, improving your efficiency, will quite literally get you to scale very fast without you even having to go to number 2 yet. Because it's, once again, improve efficiency, you improve the margin, you increase budget, improve efficiency, increase budget, improve efficiency, increase budget. And it just continues like that. Okay. And that is how you get to scale. Now, I don't know where the pen thing went on this now, but that's completely fine. I'll figure that out after. So once you have this, and this is, once again, your 1 or 2 main concepts or angles that you're targeting, and you're just making new versions of them, you're finding new winning ads, you're improving them. At some point, you're going to max this out. And that's when we need to move to new angles and new concepts. But before that, you could continue milking the shit out of this until it's not working anymore, and you got to move to a new angle. Okay? So focus on efficiency first, because it's easier. Because once again, testing new angles, new messaging, new big ideas, new avatars, you don't know if they work. You simply don't know if they work. So focus on improving the efficiency, and then you can move to the new ones, because it's going to be much harder to find winners there and require much more testing. Okay? Now, when you do that, that is increasing volume equals increasing your budget and also finding new winning concepts or new winning angles. I don't know why I keep saying reconnecting, man. Like, it's completely fine. And I got my Wi-Fi. Anyways, increase your budget once you are more efficient, as I said before. Now, once you can't get more efficient with the same concepts, you need to test new concepts to reach a new pocket audience and different avatars. And how do we do this? By writing down the different avatars for your product and brainstorming different angles or concepts, is what I call them, that would attract them. So for example, we have a testosterone supplement. 2 different avatars could be young men and old men. Under young men, some angles could be get jacked, get girls, more energy, feel powerful. Under the avatar old men, you could have improved sex drive, more energy, slow aging, sustained muscle. Right? So these are your avatars, and within each avatar, you could have 1, 2, 3, 10, 100, 200 different angles that you come up with. And you come up with these angles by doing research. That is a whole different video for creative strategy. But point is, you do your research, you look at reviews, you scavenge the internet, and this is where you get the ideas for these angles. And there could be tons, there could be not tons, it doesn't really matter. Point is, write out all the avatars you have for your product. It's usually like 1 to 3 main ones, and then even after that, you can come up with like 5, 6, 7, 8. Get specific, get broad, try them all, and different angles under them all. Now, note, for the same concept, can be used for both avatars, but they would need to be portrayed differently. So for example, which one's the same? More energy for young men and more energy for old men. The difference is, in your ads, you would have to portray these differently. In this ad, you would need a young, fit man who has tons of energy, maybe at the gym or working out or whatever, going on a run. If you have an old guy, you need an old guy in the ad. And you need to show him on a happy walk smiling with his wife or something. More energy. Point is, you need to portray them differently, because this is how you target different pocket audiences, okay? So it's important to understand that, because more people, like lots of people will test, for example, they'll test more energy for an old men product, in this case for a testosterone supplement, but then they'll show a young guy in it. It doesn't make sense. Like, it needs to be congruent, and you need to portray it properly, okay? Now, when you put it all together, you test to improve efficiency, and then when you improve your efficiency, you have that increased margin, your CPA lowers, you increase budget until you're at your target. Then you test to improve efficiency, and then you increase budget until you're at your target. Then you test to improve efficiency, and you just continue doing this over and over and over and over and over again. And then the next thing you know, you're doing millions per year. Ta-da. Now, how fast and how well you do this comes down to the quality of the actual ads that you're testing. Like, your ads actually have to be good. Your marketing has to be good. You have to be good at direct response marketing, copywriting. And so spend time getting good at these things. And when you manage Facebook ads properly, it's simple. Like, you don't have to do much. So then you could put your time into getting decent at this. And the best part is, because Facebook's so good, to be honest, and these ad platforms are so good with their algorithms, you don't even need to be that good. You just got to be decent. Like, just get decent at it. And if you're not scaling, you're not getting results, you're not decent at it. You're not, okay? Oh, there we go. We're back now. So just get decent at it, and you will scale. And you just do this over and over and over again. Now, as you do this over and over and over again, and then when this stops working here, focusing on the same winning angles or winning ads and angles and messaging that's currently working in your ad account, when that stops working anymore, we make new, better ads of the same concept. And then when that's not working anymore, that's what I just said, then you move to testing new concepts. You test new angles, new avatars, new concepts, etc. And then when you find one that works, guess what you do? You increase budget until you're at your target, and then you test to improve the efficiency of the new concept you found, and you milk the shit out of it. So you find one winning one, you double, triple down, you milk the shit out of it. When you can't do that anymore, you go find another angle that works. Then you double down, triple down, put all your focus there, milk the shit out of it, And then when that one doesn't work anymore, you go add another and you add another and you add another. Ta-da. And that's how you scale your ad account. Now, if you want direct help from me and other 7-8 figure brand owners to help you do things like this and scale your business to millions per year, then in the description, there's a video breaking down the entire 5-pillar system we use to scale brands to millions per year. Check that out if you're interested. If not, that works too. Anyways, see ya.